So let's start, and okay, in brief, what we will be speaking today about, we have three major topics. Well, the main idea that we have mentioned in Valigara, that our users unfortunately do not pay enough attention to the importance of the photography and in general how the visual aspect of the trading works. So today we will be talking about photography. First, we will speak generally about photography as it is, and next we will show the relevant solutions inside Valigara. And then just to keep you updated, we have gathered few additions, latest additions that we have in the system. Not related to the photography, but still very important. So we want you to be updated, as we are sure you're not only using Valigara for photography. Okay, so let's start, let's take the first part about understanding why photography is important. So first, it's very important. We have many manufacturers and sellers who work not only online and offline, and for these people, it will be more even important, because normally we are used to think that the buyer, when he buys the item, he knows what actually he buys, which actually does not happen on online, right? On e-commerce. So online, we actually, the first concept is that online we actually do not sell the item. We sell the photography and the photos of the item and the information about the item, which is very important. So now I've entered eBay, and as an example, the first thing that I see about the jewelry, I see it's a photo. So if I will search some item on eBay, still the first thing I will find will be the photo. This is the first thing that is most important while selling online. Okay, so today we will not speak about the technology of photography. Of course, you should use a good light, good equipment, and so on and so on. But what are the things we remember when we prepare the photography to online? And this is a very important point. If you're selling your items using the printed catalog, normally you will invest a lot of money in a very good picture, in one picture, which is absolutely not the case when we're talking about selling online. So if we will take a look at these items that I'm now browsing eBay, I will see that the pictures are quite different. We can see that the item, one of the items is with actually the hand holding the item. And why could this be? This could be because the seller wants to show that this is the real item. Because if we will compare it to other photography, the professional eye will quite quickly identify items that are not real, but basically the 3D modeling of the item. And many items, this is why as we take a look at the items, we say, okay, I want to basically stress the uniqueness of the item and stress the fact that the specific item is real. So, okay, so what do we take in account when we take the photography not for some printed or some posters or some other use, but for online? Of course, we never take photography to one angle. We try to create as many items. I'm now browsing some random items on eBay. So the first thing is when I click the item, the first thing I would check if the photography is done correctly is that we have more than 5, basically we recommend more than 5 pictures. Now here we speak about a very important thing, which is basically trust. We create trust by the client. As many details we provide to the client, so easier it will be for the potential buyer to trust us and to understand that this is the real item. Now, if you take a look, you will see that this picture, now I have switched to one of the pictures, and I really don't know who the seller are, but I very much agree with his approach. You will see that the second picture is not that good, not that crystal clear, but it shows that this is a physical product lying on a table and photographed in some real light and real condition. So basically this picture maybe is not the best angle, maybe is not the best impression of the item, but it does a very important thing. It adds trust to your item. It's not some 3D product, which is about maybe 80–90% of all the products on the marketplaces, but it's a real item. It was already assembled, it was already created, so this would be an advantage in the eyes of the buyer to use this to select this item. When buyers make their decision, normally they compare many items. Unlike the regular offline store, switching between items is very easy online. So I might like this item and take a look on the second item and the third item, and I have all the 3 items with all the details at the same time. So the idea of the pictures that show that the item is real is to add trust. With this, if we take a look at this picture, it's not quite clear if this is the real picture with the real hand. Well, it looks like unreal hand, and is this item real? So an opposite from the previous picture, it might cause the client, to the potential buyer, to question, is this item real? So our first thing that we wanted to stress is to use as many pictures as possible. From our experience, we do not recommend going online without having 5 pictures of the product. Now, again, let's go back to the first point that we stated, that online we do not sell items, we sell a promise, we sell an expectation, a dream, and a story. So the story that we speak about includes not only the ring itself. So if we are speaking about engagement ring, probably we have some guy that is going to be engaged and he is very exhausted or maybe exalted. So he has to understand how this process of the engagement that he proposes to be engaged to the woman he loves. So he wants to create as much as possible visual understanding of this situation. So he wants to visualize this situation, and in this case, we very much recommend to add the picture of the box to your pictures, because basically this guy wants to see, okay, I will be giving this ring, it's already in the box, I will stand on my knee in front of all my friends or whatever it is, how he dreams about it, and I will give this box. She will open the box and then see the ring. Now you can see that a very good box was selected here with the lighting. It's quite good selection because it's something that is unusual. So there are many things we can use to create trust. So it's not only about the information on the item, it's also about creating the visual line of this story that the person is now in, and of course trust. Another thing that we stress about the jewelry, if you take a look at this specific item, you can see that the sizes of the photo that was uploaded to eBay allow zoom in. Now, in many cases, we meet clients or just sellers, online sellers that say, okay, Amazon requires 1000 pixel minimal size, so we upload 1000. So it's clear that below this resolution you will not be able to upload. Together with this, think that you want to provide as much details about your item. So it's not just adding 5 angles of your item, of your jewelry, of your ring, or whatever it is, but also make it big enough, as big as possible, so that it will provide as much information as possible. Now, of course, it's very simple thing to say, but unfortunately, we meet people who do not use sharp photos. Again, sharp photos show also your professionalism, so that you actually show to your potential buyer that you invest in him. You provided good photos. Probably providing not sharp and not low quality photos will not do a very good job. Another thing is about proportions. Now, this picture of the item helps the potential buyer understand how the item will look like on the hand. So if we compare to another pictures, right, we again show how the specific stone, how the specific ring, how the specific necklace will look on the person, on the body, or the ring on the hand. And again, it adds a lot of trust. So if we compare to this item has a disadvantage comparing to the previous items, because the buyer has no ability to create this 3D image in his head, how it will look on my fiancé finger. So showing dimension, precise dimension, showing images of people wearing the jewelry, if it's a ring on the finger or necklace on the neck, and so on, are very important. Another thing that we have while uploading items online is the compliance with marketplace requirements. So if we will go to Etsy, for example, which is a very important marketplace for jewelers, and we will do the same search, right? The same search for diamond engagement ring, we will see that the pictures will be very different. Now, each marketplace has its own target group, its own requirements, its own character, I would say. So if we take a look at Etsy comparing to eBay, we will see that eBay requires images on the white background. In addition, for example, eBay requires that the photography will take almost all the picture, and the logo will be relatively small. So if we will take a look at these two pictures, this seller might find himself being these items removed from eBay one day, simply because these pictures do not answer the needs of the marketplace, okay, the requirements. So if we go, for example, for eBay and Amazon have most requirements, so Amazon requires that there will be no reflection of the item, because the reflection of the item can mislead the buyer. He can decide that he is actually buying two different rings or whatever it is. Okay, so if we take a look at Etsy, it's an opposite, right? Etsy targets more artistic designs, more designers, jewelry and has a very strong community. So in this place, your jewelry photography should be different, right? As you can see already on the first page, it's very much based on some nice backgrounds, creating some emotional involvement in the purchase. So eBay and Etsy will be quite different. Now, generally, but let's say you're taking the pictures of your jewelry first time. Naturally, it would be on the white background, because white background probably will match to all the marketplace's requirements. And after that, if you have the resources and time, we will extend it to more angles and more backgrounds, or maybe use the post-processing to add backgrounds to create some emotional background to your items. Okay, now a very important part of preparing items to the marketplace. So here, for example, this item, I'm just selecting relevant random items on the marketplaces. This item, relatively to all the rest, is in trouble. First of all, it's a black background, so this this item could be removed anytime, the moment that eBay decides. In addition, we see that there are only two pictures, and basically when I take a look at the picture, at the second picture, I see that this picture is actually irrelevant. So is it a ring? Is it stud earrings, or whatever it is misleading. So probably this seller has almost no chance of selling this item. So if we take a look at the description itself of the item, we see that there are much more descriptions, much more pictures describing the item, but in my opinion, the seller simply forgot to take in account that the mobile viewers, the people who use eBay using the mobile app, almost do not view the descriptions. So it's very important that the pictures that are uploaded directly into the eBay interface are much more important, because eBay will show them on mobile app. And we know that almost 40% of purchases on eBay is done using the mobile. So the pictures that are set inside the description, the HTML description, the full description of the item, are almost not seen, never seen by the potential buyers. So it's a very, very big mistake not to take the same pictures into the top of the item, into the eBay description. Okay, now what I actually wanted to show is, the next point is to show some most important parts of the jewelry. If there are any marks on the jewelry, if there is some special element which makes it unique, or most beautiful or special, it's very important to zoom in on these elements and to show them, to make the potential buyer understand what he actually is going to get on his purchase. Okay, so I'm trying to find some relevant picture. Unfortunately, maybe this picture is most explaining, because it's not the complete item. Okay, it's not just the band, because band is band in every ring, right? But the close-up on the crown of the ring, this is what the seller wants to stress, and this is quite important. And here again, we have a close-up into the ring on the side, which shows its very interesting design. So this is a very nice approach. Etsy allows only five images, so I think these images were used quite wisely. Maybe instead of one angle of the item, I would add the box the gift box that actually will be a part of this situation, of this purchase. Okay, naturally, images with brighter backgrounds are more noticeable on search results. So let's go back to Etsy and eBay search results. And the most important thing that we want our picture to do is to take the attention of the client. We don't really expect him to buy immediately, but if our picture is very standard, we're in problems. So, for example, here in the picture in the middle, we see the ring with lifetime jewelry protection plan of Zales. So here, a very precise message to the buyer is, okay, you're buying the ring from Zales. Okay, so it's very important to create, or for example, in this image, even that it does not comply with eBay requirements, the image on the red background, it stands out in the list of hundreds of items that the buyer is going to see before he makes a solution. So, okay, so let's hope that this image helps in this case, and red is relatively relevant to the situation. So, okay, it's okay that this seller selects to show it on the red background. Together with this, we already see some interesting error here that the image was not adjusted to the marketplace need. Now, if we take a look on the eBay application, we will see that eBay allows and requires square images. So in this case, we see that this seller, he did not actually use all the background. You can see the white strip below and above the picture, which means this picture could be larger in the search results. Larger means taking more attention to itself. So adjusting to the marketplace requirements is very important. In Etsy, we will see quite an opposite. We will see that many images, not many images, basically all the images, they're not exactly square. Okay, they're in a landscape position. So if we're going to Etsy, it would be nice to adjust it to Etsy needs. Okay, another thing, a very important thing would be to create your visual language. What does it mean? If we have 1,000 of items that the potential buyer is looking at, he gets quite tired of similar products. But if we look on the specific items, for example, here the seller has chosen to use gray background, or in this case we see that the item is on a blue background. Okay, it has a very good outcome, because basically if I find some interesting item that has this this yellow background, I don't know what it is, but if I like one of this one of the items of this seller, I might be finding easier to find his additional picture. So you can see that in this case he uses the same background in additional item, which is nice. If I have a good experience with one of the items on this yellow whatever background, I might like the same. It's a wooden background, wooden background. So I might like the same item, and I create a visual language that allows my buyer to identify my items on the marketplace. Because in this case, if I browse through many similar items, I cannot identify with specific seller. So, for example, I choose now this item which is on I'm choosing the background of stones. So let's see if this seller actually uses this background in another places. And yes, I see that there is another item that has the same stone background. Now here it's quite pity that the pictures are very small, and again the seller does not utilize the marketplace abilities correctly. So it should be much larger photography. Now, so it's very important to review, after you upload your images, to review how it actually looks on the search result of the specific marketplace that you are targeting. On one marketplace, it could be relevant. On another, on different marketplace, it could be absolutely, you know, it's getting lost between all the thousands of other images. Now, even if we look at Etsy interface, which has a gray background, and eBay has white background, so naturally different items will look better in different marketplaces. So, okay, another thing that I want to mention is we're almost done with the introduction, because it's very important to understand how it works. When we sell an item, we're not always trying to sell one specific item, but if we have the item that can be done in white gold, we might actually provide the same item in yellow gold. So if we have this situation, if we are able to provide different variations of the item, it's very important. For example, white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold, right? Then we will do our best to inside all the variations inside the same item, because we try, if we have already got the buyer's attention, we'll do our best to convert him to real buyer. And then when this buyer likes the specific design, okay, so maybe he will like this design even more in different variation. So if we can provide the same item, for example, with the diamond in the middle, and then we can provide the same with the sapphire or emerald, which are different colors, then it will be very useful, to show all the variations online. Of course, it must be you must be very careful to make sure that once the variation is there, the correct pricing is showing, the correct titles, and you very clearly state what the buyer is actually buying, so not to mislead the buyer. Okay, and the last but not least, videos. Videos play a very important role, because our idea is, here we have nothing in the description, which is very sad in this item. Videos are very important because the main problem of online buying is that our buyer has no ability to see it and to touch it and to create the 3D model and of this item, of this jewelry. So video solves this problem, and of course it's very good because it also adds trust by showing that it's a real item, and also adding a nice background music that could match to the specific situation. If it's an engagement, so it would be a romantic music. It also improves the chance of selling, because you create the matching mood. As the jewelry purchase is emotional, adding background music could create a very relevant mood and could influence the buyer, even that he is not really aware of it. Okay, so this would be about the photography generally, about understanding the importance, how to approach the photography, and how to improve the existing photography in e-commerce use. And the next step of our presentation is to show how we help to handle these things in Valigara. So it will be quite easy. We try to keep our system as easy as possible. And what we would like to show is how we handle images in our system. Now, our system is custom made for jewelry, and this is why we pay a lot of attention to photography. If you sell an iPhone, you don't really care if you have good pictures of the iPhone. You can take it from Apple website and it's enough, because what people really care about, they care about the price and the insurance, because the iPhone is the same iPhone in all the world. So jewelry is very emotional and it's very unique. Each item is unique. This is why photography is very important. So you will see many places that we use in Valigara to help you to work with this. Now you will see that even in our dashboard, that simply aggregates all the current situation with our online health algorithm. You will see that one of the parameters, one of the most important parameters here is the low images count that we have in the system. Basically, the system says, okay, it's so important to have 4 pictures at least. We require, it's not that we require, we recommend with our system at least 4 pictures, even that 5 to 12 is better. But if we find items that have low images count, we will alert in our dashboard, so that you will remember all the time that you have to work on this outside Valigara, but still we have few tricks we can do. Now, once the items are in Valigara, you can always sort them by the amount of images, because having no images means no chances of selling. So if we take a look at this item, which has only 2 pictures, you can see here a small number 2, it means this item has basically no chance to be sold. And normally we will very much advise to our sellers. You can see that this seller has 12 pictures, 10 pictures, 9 pictures, 9 pictures, which is quite good work that he did on the items, because we need as many pictures, as much information as we have on each product. So let's go to one of the products and let's see what is inside. Again, I'm choosing some real client that has agreed to show his items with us. So let's see. In Valigara, we have the ability to do many things with the pictures. First, you have the ability to upload. Let's say once the pictures are already in the system, there are a few things, few very important things. One of them that people very much forget about them is the inline editor. So we are aware that it's not always easy to provide, to create good pictures. And we know that it takes a lot of time. And if we have some catalog of 1,000 items, I will not always choose to post-process all the images. So sometimes we recommend to, if this limitation exists, we often recommend to choose the best sellers and improve their pictures. So in this case, it can be easily improved by adding some brightness and some contrast. Well, not that much. I'm not leaving this, of course, and adding some contrast to the picture. All this done in seconds, okay, right inside the system. Now, when you save the picture, and I'm sure that the seller will welcome this change, it took me exactly 2 seconds. So if I want to use some picture as a main picture of the product, I will definitely do it. Now, additional ability of the system is not to edit the image, but to duplicate. So if I want to make some close-up of the specific item, I can duplicate, I create a duplication and use the crop ability of the system, right inside the system. And now I have these pictures cropped out, and that's it. And basically, I save the picture without even too much editing it, right? And now it's done. Sharpen, brightness, contrast, crop. This additional picture will be applied to this item. Now, okay, the next thing that might be useful, very useful, of course, is shuffling images. So shuffling images might be done for all the marketplaces at once, and for each specific marketplace. So before we do it, we can actually define what marketplace is relevant. So if I have some artistic image, I would say, okay, this image will be used only in Etsy and will not be used on eBay.com because it's basically it doesn't comply to eBay requirements. So I can define also, if I have more than one channel on eBay, which specific channel will use this picture and which one will not. Now, once I decided, of course, I have the ability to add YouTube video, Vimeo video, and rotary view. These are three systems that we work completely integrated with. Now, once I have my pictures in the system, I can easily shuffle them. Why is it important? Because in many times we do the pictures the same. Okay, this is front, this is from above, this is from 45 degrees, and this is from 30 degrees. And all the images are basically the same. Or if we create different products, one product is with 1 carat diamond and another 101 carat diamond. In this case, what I basically will have on eBay, if I post all items the same, all the images are the same. I use the same image for all these variations. And now the potential buyer, when he gets into the store, he will see many similar images. So if I use shuffle images, I will avoid this situation, and each item, even it's basically the same item, and the diamond will be placed inside the jewelry after it's sold, the pictures will be different. In one place it will show this picture, in another place it will show a different picture, and it will create more diversity in the eyes of the potential buyer. So, setting image to specific channel, shuffling image, uploading multiple images, adding videos, duplicating images and editing videos. This is one of the things you might use in the system. Another thing, very important thing, we have more precise work with each one of the marketplaces. So I might select to shuffle images on Etsy account, but to remove some specific images, because I want to have 4 images of one kind in my eBay store and another type of images on Etsy store. So I can do each item, each image, select each item, select each image for the specific marketplace. Now, this might become very strong tool. We were asked from many sellers to implement it, and we are proud to show it. Now, next place that you might want to use is in our catalog is the product images. The product images shows you it, even that it does not allow you to see each marketplace separately, each channel separately, but you will be able to see all the pictures and then easily adjust them to different items. For example, if I see an image, for example, I upload new new picture of the gift box that I'm sending my images in. So I can select this, upload it once, and then again add the images to selected items. I can I can play exactly as in the item. I can use the drag and drop module to change the images, right? And except of that, I can easily set images as main image for all marketplaces, copy paste from one item to all other items, shuffle images, delete selected images, replace images from one image to another. Okay, so this would be very specifically very useful if you work with many items. So this is in product images selection. Now we've made quite a good job on helping you to upload many pictures. So if you have many items that you want to upload images, all you have to do is to put the SKU of the specific, on the catalog code of the specific item in the title name of the item, and then you can upload as many items as you want. You can upload 1,000 items, and our system will look for the specific catalog codes in the image's name and will put it into the matching product. So it can avoid a lot of hassle of going products one by one. If your pictures are well organized, having catalog code inside, our system will do the job. So it will, you can add number 1, number 2, number 3, so that the system will be able to put them in the right place. Another thing, of course, in Excel file, if you are used to work with Excel, you can do all the image uploading using Excel, having as many images as you want to. If I'm not mistaken, our system allows 50 images to upload, and we're very, very agile on this, which means if somebody needs more, just we will increase it. Okay, so product images upload allows you to upload as many images as you want at once. Now, image storage is something that is not directly relevant to images, to product images handling, but we provide you the ability to add the images directly into your account. For example, if you want to have your logo, because you want to have it somewhere in your for example, yeah, here there are not too many images here. If you want to have it somewhere in your eBay template or in your Etsy store, you have to upload somewhere. It's amazing. Let's find something that maybe we will get lucky and people use some normal templates. Yeah. So, for example, 100 natural diamonds with this image. If you want to put this image inside your eBay template, you can upload it easily to Valigara, and then use this specific link of the image wherever you want. If you want to put it on eBay, if you want to put it on Etsy, and so on. Or even in your mail templates, in your automatic mails that you can send using Valigara. Again, you can use images for anything you need. You don't have to find some external solutions that can be very complicated sometimes. Now, okay, and another thing, another point to touch is certificates, items certificates. So if you sell diamond jewelry or whatever, precious stones jewelry, and you have a certificate of it, it's very important. Let's see, it's very important to show the specific certificate, because it adds, let's say, GIA. I'm looking just on eBay together with you. Okay, and please take a look at this. Fascinating Diamonds does a good job on creating his visual style, visual language. All the items are placed on the same way, and this logo, this watermark that this seller applies, helps to identify his items, which is quite nice. Okay, so let's go to one of the items and see if we have a certificate here. Certification grade. No, I don't see the image of the certificate. So what we would definitely recommend would be is to add the image of the certificate. This will add a lot of trust to the specific seller, to the specific item. So here is a good example. Another seller has the GIA certificate uploaded, and the buyer already knows that this is a very, very solid seller, very solid item, having all the information. He will not be mistaken what exactly he buys. So he can also consult his friends that might, let's say, might understand what this certificate means. Not everyone knows what means S2T range, VS2, and so on. Okay, so adding certificate is very important, and here we give the ability inside our inventory management on Gemstone side, in certificate images, you can upload certificate to each one of your gemstones. We also work with the GIA. We are fully integrated with GIA. So by simply adding a certificate number, GIA certificate number to your item, you'll get the certificate print directly into Valigara. So it can also very much help. So as you see, there is a lot of tools you can use to have your jewelry pictured well, and by using Valigara, there is a lot of automation. There is a lot of things that help us not to lose our time. By the way, last thing I forgot, I apologize. There is an ability to apply watermarks to each one of the image. Now we're working to extend it so that on each channel it will be different watermark. Currently, there is one common watermark that you can apply to all images. The idea is that instead of losing a lot of time and a lot of money on promoting items, basically we can use our pictures. We know that the pictures is the #1 in our setting, so we can identify problematic images. We can identify problematic items, and in other way, if we don't have enough resources, we can start only with the best items and upload and improve the images so that they sell better. So in this case, what is important is to use all this automation. Instead of uploading items one by one, we can use the multiple upload inside the picture, inside the product, or we can use the upload system to upload all the images at once, or we can use the product images page to copy from one item into another. Here, for example, from this for this seller, it would be really nice to take this picture of the box and copy this image to the selected item. Okay, so sorry, I didn't select the correct. Selected image to the selected item, and to have this item, this box appear in both items. So I didn't have to upload the box again, and I just took the existing information and used it. So we are doing our best to help in this way. And of course, if you have better ideas, more requests, you're welcome to contact us. We have very open minds towards new features and your ideas, because you working day to day in your jewelry, e-commerce, know a lot of stuff you can transfer to system usage and to additional fields. Feel free to contact us on this. Okay, now we have covered more or less. I'm sure that there are many things that we didn't, but more or less we have covered what is related to photography and photography handling inside Valigara. And the last thing we wanted to update you on things that happen here. Now, what we lately did is integration with Shopify, ShipStation, and GIA. These are the three additions that we are very happy about them. Now, we did also a lot of UI tweaks. It's improved searchability. So in all the places that in all the interfaces that you use, you will find better search now, search and filters, and more sleek posting interface. For example, we have very much improved the posting pages. So if you post your items to eBay or Amazon or Etsy or wherever it is, the post pages are much better and much easier to handle. We have worked a lot to improve the system response time, and we are very happy to say that we were able to increase the speed of each one of the pages many times. We've done a lot of improvements on our major marketplaces, which are eBay, Amazon, Etsy, Sears, and Bonanza. So you will be able to find a lot of new stuff. And another thing that we're working on is we're working to improve the inline help, which is we have integrated our FAQs directly into the page. So whenever you get some question, you can simply find simply search for specific things, like for example tolerance. What is relisting tolerance? What is posting tolerance? Once you find this section in the interface, in our Valigara interface, you'll be able to read directly in the same page, so that you don't have to go to our website, which is very important for you to find all the answers immediately when you're in the system. And there will be more addition in this site. And we have also empowered significantly our dashboard. We analyze all the time. We analyze what is important for e-commerce work. So one of the latest additions to the dashboard that we did is, for example, counting the neutral feedbacks, counting the required tracking numbers, counting eBay stores that have few traffic, few orders, and we really very much suggest people to work over the quick sellers, the items that will provide that will produce some stream of purchases, bringing it to 20, 30, 50 purchases a month, so that the marketplace becomes more active. So it's not necessarily the items that you want to sell and want to benefit from selling, but this is something very important. Unanswered client messages. We have introduced. We have worked a lot to improve the eBay messages inside the system, so that once you have a question of the client's question, you can answer it directly in the interface, including attaching images and so on. So the dashboard became much more informative. We're going to go over it and separate by different, each one by different marketplace, and we hope that it will help you to improve your online performance. And of course, we do not stop. There will be many new things coming soon. For example, BigCommerce integration, WooCommerce integration. We work hard to join another to add on other marketplaces, and we are open. Okay, so we're quite done with our program for today. If you have some questions, you're welcome to write them in the chat, and I will try to answer them. And this webinar will be, of course, available. We will send you the recorded webinar so that you will be able to return to the things that we spoke, because, of course, we have had a very intensive hour of webinar, and not all the things will be remembered from one time. So we will send the recording. So I see there is just one question for now. What is replacing images? If we want to have some, if we already have our product with some images order in the catalog, and we do not want to play with this order, we just know that there is some irrelevant image, we can replace it with another image. We will select the specific image and then replace the selected image with some new image that we will upload. So this is probably it. Is there any limitation on the amount of images? As I said, currently we allow up to 50 images per image, just to make sure that you by mistake upload 1,000 images into one product. We are not aware of any marketplace that allows more than 50 images, so it will be less relevant. Where does the images count? Okay. Okay, I understand. The question is here, are images limited in some way in Valigara? The only limitation that you have on images is your package. So you will see in your package details on the dashboard, if you have, for example, 2 GB of storage, it will be used for storing images, and this is the only limitation you have. Okay, I see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you too. I've had a great time, and I hope you have received answers and some ideas how to improve your online presence. And of course, feel free to contact us on trading@valigara.com. These are our specialists who will be able to answer all the questions about our system. And if you're not using Valigara yet, you can register for a demo or for a free trial. Feel free to do it. We'll be able to show you more advanced features that we have in the system. And probably most important, I see that there are no questions for now. Yes, thank you to all the viewers, and have a great day. And we will continue to run these webinars, and I hope that it will be useful not only for your work in Valigara, but generally to understand how jewelry e-commerce works better. Okay, thank you all. Bye-bye. Have a good day, and we will be in touch.